This is always the fun part, lining up the camera because my tripod is 2 million years old. Okay. Okay, now let's see if I can find this on the thing. That do it? That is the question. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Again. So where did you share it if you didn't share it? Here, universe. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's why. Hi guys who are joining. Oh, can I have a tail? Yours? Oh, geez, you're so sweet. I don't currently make tails to sell. I am going to be hosting a giveaway on my Patreon though, for my patrons specifically. So if you are interested in winning a tail, not like this full painted one, but one that is like a spandex, one with some sequining on it. Sequining? Is that a word? Sequins? I don't know. You can check out my Patreon page for that. There's a bit of organizing I still have to do for it, but there will be a tail giveaway. I'm going to actually properly announce that. Hello! I will properly announce that coming up, but I am pretty excited. I haven't done a tail giveaway before, so I'm just trying to find where I shared this so that I can see your... Can you come and visit me one day? Let's make sure that doesn't go anywhere that it shouldn't, guys. Let's make sure that my chat stays nice, and I've had some interesting stuff happen on my Facebook page. There we go! Look at me, I'm live. Okay, it actually works. Who's excited? I'm excited. But yeah, if I ever do a meetup, I'm always happy to meet with people. I've hosted a mermaid meetup in 2015. That was a lot of fun. And in the summer, I am planning on doing beach visits and like mermaid sightings like I used to do back in the day, in my sort of mermaid heyday, as it were, back in oh my gosh, was that like 2011? Oh no! I'm so old, you guys. It's terrible. Okay, I am still trying to figure out how I can see the chat without disrupting my entire world here. Oh! In NYC. Oh man, that would be awesome. If somebody is willing to like help me put together like a GoFundMe or something, that would be sweet. Okay, I can see your comments now, you guys. So I had your comments there and I had your comments here. Excellent. Yeah, mermaid meetups are actually really hard to put together. When I put that one together that I did out here at the Watermania facility out in Richmond, oh my gosh, that took so much of my life, and I had help too. I had another two other mermaids giving me a little bit of help, and it still ended up costing me $200 out of my own pocket. So in 2011 I found out about the mermaid community. That's awesome. I know, that was about the time I did. So I started mermaiding in 2006, I think it was. Just on my own. I didn't realize it was a thing. I didn't realize that people were out there swimming and tails and stuff, so I had no idea. And it was in 2011 that I discovered like Hannah Fraser and in Puerto Rico. I don't know if I'm sure there's got to be mermaids in Puerto Rico. There must be. There's mermaids everywhere. Seriously, just type in like the city and mermaid, and I'm pretty sure. I'm just for curiosity's sake, let's just take a look. Yeah, there's mermaids in Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh. I love how it's become such a global thing. Just mermaids are just everywhere now. It's crazy. But yeah, so this is, I guess I can kind of, since I've got some people here now, this is Tail Talk Tuesday. So this is going to be a thing that I try and do either every Tuesday or every other Tuesday, as I have time, because I do work full time. It's a little bit crazy. But because I get so many questions about my mermaid tales and mermaid life and mermaid stuff just in general, I thought it would be fun to have a place where I could just collect your questions throughout maybe the week and then put them up on here and like answer them. So I actually did have like a little selection just in case there weren't too many people who wanted to pop by. But if you guys have questions, those of you who are watching me right now, feel free to comment, and maybe I can help you guys out with your tail making expeditions, or if there's anything mermaid related that you'd like me to answer. This is kind of the good place to do that. Oh, I got a question there that didn't show up over here. Use article. Oh no, why did it go away so fast? Oh, here it is. Okay, so there's a lag. When a question shows up on my phone, it takes a second before it shows up here. Sorry, I'm still new at this, so please just bear with me. I saw a news article about. Yes, yeah. So dolphins I guess you mean like dolphins in captivity. You probably saw The Cove, I'm gonna assume. I think that was the one that she was in, Hannah Fraser. Boy, she is amazing. She's an inspiration. I got to meet her at the World Mermaid Awards, the first official mermaid convention in Las Vegas, and that was really, boy, she's so nice and so like humble and just sweet, and it was really inspiring to get to meet her in person. I actually got to swim with her too. Me and a lot of other people, we're all in the pool together, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, what's going on? My computer's doing. I actually don't know if she does stuff in New York. I know she's in the States. I'm not sure where in the States that she is. Oh, don't worry about your spelling. I don't judge. There's no judgment here at all about spelling or typos. As long as I can kind of cohesively read it, I'm cool. Like, I grew up with German when I was a little kid. My grandma always spoke to me in German. And then I was learning French in school. And then my English was suffering. So 3 languages, and I cannot spell in any of them. It's amazing. If it wasn't for spell check, I'd be lost. It would be a horrible, horrible thing. But yeah, she's wonderful. I hope I get to see her again one day. Hannah Fraser would be pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm so excited. I got to try out a new top last night when I went swimming. And I had a couple of questions about like more modest mermaid tops and things that you can do. And there really isn't like a lot of options out there for making a full sequin tail aside from the fluke. Because I found a tail maker who makes silicone flukes with fabric. Ooh, that sounds nice. Okay, so sequin tails, you have a couple of options. Okay, so the way that I do my tails, I actually glue the sequins down. When I see a lot of these mermaids who do full sequin tails will actually sew them down, but there's a couple of different ways to sew sequins onto your tail. So if I just, I apologize if the quality's not great. I am streaming this off my phone. So you'll see mine are just glued down. What some girls will do will be to do them in rows, okay? And then sew them actually with a sewing machine, and then the next row, and they all sort of like overlap each other. There are some girls, like these sequins actually have, oh wow, you really can't see that, I'm sorry, 2 tiny holes there, 2 tiny holes. And so you can actually sew them on one at a time that way. In all honesty, like, I don't sew them on because they have the same chance of, like, breaking off and being damaged as when I glue them on, and I just don't have the patience to actually go and do them, sew them on one at a time. I know girls who've done it, and it looks incredible for a full sequin tail, so it is totally doable. I would recommend for something like that, maybe check out the Mer Network, if you Google the Mer Network. I wonder if I'm able to, hang on, let me just see if I'm actually able to post stuff in the comments to you guys, because I actually have it open right now, so I can just, will this work? Okay, hang on. Okay, somebody let me know if that worked. Oh, I see, it did pop up, so hopefully you guys see that too. So this is kind of like the mermaid online community. This is sort of where, I'm not super active on there, but I do lurk, I am around. But they do have, there are girls who will post their process and how they've sewn on their sequins. It is quite labor intensive to do them one at a time, but it is very rewarding. When I see the tails that these girls are making, it really blows my mind. It does kind of make me want to do a full sequin tail, but I don't know. My green one, which is drying because I was swimming last night for Mermaid Monday, is like a lot more sequins than that one, and it still looks pretty good. So let me have a look-see here. One day make a tail bite. Yes, it totally is amazing exercise. So, you know, I've been through a lot. I've been through the mill, as it were, between a couple of car accidents, just general issues that I've had, some mental health stuff. You know, mermaiding can be a really uplifting, positive experience, and I think it's a really special, like, I don't feel more like myself than I do, like, any more like myself than I do, that doesn't make any sense, when I'm in my mermaid tail, because it allows me to be somebody sort of more complete sometimes, and it's a way to like separate some of the bad stuff that maybe happens in life and the things that aren't really the way that we want them, and that kind of thing. And I find it to be really uplifting, and it is really good exercise. It's a really good workout. You know, because it is pretty, like, my tails aren't even as heavy as, I mean, some of these girls' tails will get up to like 40, 50 pounds, and mine are maybe 10, 15 tops wet. So, so it can be quite the workout, and you do kind of have to build up, to being, is that the website you posted the? No, I haven't posted. That was just the website. The Mer Network is just a really good resource for you guys to check out. In addition to, I also have all of my tutorials and everything are on this website right here. So any actual tail making, like the full how-to step-by-step, is all on mermaidschool.ca, so you can check that out there if you're looking for the actual start to finish. This is more like if you have a quick question, maybe you're going through my tutorials and you're like, hey, girl, you didn't explain that well enough, then maybe I can kind of help that way. Okay, what's your one? I'm going to apologize in advance. My husband's coming home with dinner, so you're going to see him around for a second. I had to vote today, you guys. Dang it. Gotta do the duty, right? So that's why it's a little bit crazy. But, so yeah, balance is a thing. I also, for different reasons, he's going to just cut across. Everybody say hi. Mertender Eric, hi.
Hey
There you go. So I also don't have great coordination and balance, and you know, as long as you're safe about it, and as long as you, honey, I'm gonna, just because my mic's right there, I'm sorry, thank you. As long as you're safe and you practice and you maybe build up, you know, first start just being in the water and then the monofin, then get used to having your legs strapped together, because that's definitely something that takes some getting used to. You know, my first couple of times it felt really good to be in a mermaid tail, but it was a little scary, because once you're in there, I mean, you're in there. My tails are really, really tight to avoid the gaping bum at the back there. So, yes, water, yes, so good for that kind of thing. I have chronic foot pain and cramping, and my toes will go every which way, and it's horrible. And in the water, it's just so calm and cold, and for inflammation and all that, it's just such a low impact. Water activities, 100% the best. Do I plan to go? Oh, it would be mermazing. Oh, that was cute. That was really cute. Thanks. I hope one day. I would really love to go to one of the conventions. It hasn't worked out. Luck has not been on my side for actually getting to any of these conventions. I really hope that that's something that I can do one day. Do you swim in a silicone tail? No, my tails are actually fabric, but that is a question I get asked a lot. And it is the great mermaid debate, as it were. Not that I swim in a silicone tail, but is, you know, who's swimming in what? What are you wearing? What is this going on? I guess last night I posted a picture of my tail, and someone was like, oh, is that, well, what is it? Oh, it's fabric, you know? You can be really good with fabric, you guys. It's pretty good. What about getting blisters on it? Oh, this is the question, you guys. Okay, the ultimate question. Who wants the answer to this? Blisters in this are the worst. So bad. And you get them, too. It's awful. The only one that hasn't really given me blisters is probably this guy. This guy I haven't gotten blisters in. Okay, so what you do, if you're lazy, or, you know, just don't want to dish out for neoprene socks, just plain sport socks. Did you like that? The bottom of my foot. I'm sorry if it's dirty. We have pets. Socks. Socks will help. Now, that being said, if you have a silicone tail, it might, like, I think a neoprene booty or a half booty would probably be your better bet just because it's sticky. Out. Don't scavenge. Hey, go. Don't scavenge. Thank you. Good boy. Dogs are picking food up off the floor here. Definitely want to wear a sock or socket. Don't do band-aids. I've heard of people like duct taping their feet. I don't know how I feel about that. I have allergies to certain adhesives, so that's a big no for me. I don't want to mess around with that. But just a sock, a plain gym sock will do it. It also will help you with the obnoxious straps. Anybody from Finnis is somehow miraculously seeing this. What were you guys thinking? I really don't know. Anyways, this guy slides up and down like crazy, right? But the socks will help. So I do recommend you look for, depending on where you're getting your blisters, you can do a half neoprene booty, or you can do the full sock, neoprene sock, or just regular gym socks. And no, they do not add too much additional drag. Okay, I think I've lost my spot. Here we go. Okay. Where do I get my tails? I actually hand make all my tails. So I have, how many tails do I even have now? I think maybe 10 or 11 or something like that. I have actually 2 more that I'm currently working on. Sneak peeks, oh my gosh, that I'm working on in the background there. So if I commented further up, you can find me on mermaidschool.ca. All the information for how to make yourself a tail like this one. Well, not necessarily the colors. You choose the colors you'd like. All that information is actually up on mermaidschool.ca in video format. You'll have to, forgive me, my earlier videos, I'm looking in every which way and I'm a little quiet and I'm filming on my laptop for some of it. I'm hoping to maybe redo some of them in the future, maybe a little bit shorter, because they're full videos. Like, I include everything that I do, so like 20, 30 minute long videos, but yeah. Okay. The largest ocean, haha. Honestly, I haven't, the last time I was in the ocean would have been, I can't even tell you how long ago it was because it's humiliating, but let me tell you what's happened. I fractured a bone in my foot so I couldn't swim, and then I was in a car accident and couldn't swim, and then, or was that, no, it was a car accident, then the fracture, and then another car accident. So I haven't been in the ocean in a really, really long time, but yeah, that's gonna happen this summer. I've just decided the universe had better listen to me. I'm gonna be back in the water. Oh, I'm glad that you like my tails. Thank you. I put a lot of effort into them. Like, how did you answer my questions that quickly? Because I get them on my screen. So I actually am like in another realm. I'm actually watching myself, but it's paused so I don't mess with my internet flow here. But yeah, so you guys ask me questions. I'm hopefully seeing them here because it sure beats me having to like, this look doesn't suit me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hope I'm answering these for you guys in a helpful way. I mean, I'm kind of excited. This is the most people I've had on my live stream. I mean, thank you so much, everybody, for even just popping by. It really actually means a lot to me, so. Ooh, and the Mahina Merfin foot pockets. Ooh, okay, so is it like you, is it that your feet are like too squished in the toe pocket area? Because I would say just to be very careful. I had a competitive, what brand was it? It was like the equivalent of a competitor Finnis monofin, but it was from a different company. It was from Sweden, I think. And I actually really destroyed that thing when I tried to carve more space around my toe pockets. This isn't it. This is a different fin, obviously. So I would probably... I don't actually have that monofin, so I don't want to give any recommendations for sure. I would check out maybe the Mer Network again. I think that was a while ago that I shared that. I'll just share it again quick and see maybe if anybody else has tried anything like that. Yeah, modifying like monofins short of just little things like can be a real sticky business. Okay, where did I get to? Okay, so what's the kind of beach I'd like to swim in? One that's not horrifically polluted. every time I go, and I always encourage mermaids, if you guys are out there and you're swimming, before or after, if you guys could do Mother Nature a solid, bring with a bucket, some tongs, and just do a quick perimeter sweep of the area that you're going to be in. You know, there was one time Eric and I must have picked up, like, oh my gosh, at least 2 big bags full. Do you remember that? Hey, that was really bad.
The beach pickup?
The beach pickup. We had done it, or was that with Mom, actually? I may have been with my mom, but it wasn't good.
I'll chime in here, guys, really quick. Hi. The really cool thing about that, though, is that it showed that we still have a little bit of faith in humanity. We were down on the beach. It was like a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And there were like some people were partying and stuff like that. And at first they're like, look at you. But then next thing you know, like people were like
getting involved.
Yeah, and like bringing us garbage and like collecting cans and stuff. So yeah, it was just really cool. Anyways, peace.
Sorry. Thanks, Eric. Okay, how can you hold your breath? So that's probably like a global U. Breath holding takes like a lot of practice, and I can't, like, because it's not something I do professionally, breath hold specifically. I'm not an actual free diver. This is all stuff that I do recreationally. I would suggest looking to see if you have a local group in your area. I know we have an actual, like a community in our area of free divers. So that is actually on my to-do list of things to check out and look into this year. But because it can be a dangerous activity, it's not something I would ever recommend doing on your own, and certainly not pushing yourself beyond what you feel comfortable with. If you start to, because you'll just black out and you'll drown, and that's the end of mermaiding for everybody. Okay? So, yeah, so what do I do? Well, I sing. For me personally, I will sing loud and a lot, and I'm not a great singer. I mean, you know, whatever, I can hold a tune, kind of. But I'll sing to myself in the car, loudly. I don't care how ridiculous I look, but singing really helps. I also talk a lot, and that helps too. But yeah, it's basically just practice, and just, yeah, I really don't want to give too much advice, because I don't want you guys to, seek professional assistance with that if you're going for anything really crazy. So, okay. Aquatails, neoprene tails, and I'm thinking of modifying one of theirs since I suck at sewing any type of garments. Cool, aquatails, let me take a look. See what we have here. Aquatails. I have not personally heard of them before. I just gotta close some of these windows. I got way too much stuff open, you guys. This is crazy. Oh, cool. Okay. Since I can't say for sure what I think of their product, I would probably, again, recommend, I'm going to say, send you over to Mer Network, just because there's so many mermaids on there, and they do keep a list of the different tail makers, and I don't know if they do like a star rating at all, because I make my own tail, so I don't really look into that specifically, but just to make sure that you do your research on your tail maker before going ahead and placing your order, just to make sure. Why do I feel like I know somebody who has one, though? I feel like, does Faith have one? Nerdmaid Faith? I don't know if she does. Let me have a look-see here. She may have done a review on one, but I don't know if it was her. I feel like I would remember that, but I don't know. Anyways, definitely I would still recommend just doing a little bit, like, research on Mer Network and see what people think of that. I do know people who it is a sticky thing when you get a tail from somebody else and then make a bunch of changes to it yourself. That's like, I guess, I don't know if it's, yeah, I don't really know what I think of that. But I do understand where you're coming from, because it can be tricky. Like, the sewing portion of these can be a real pain, and if you aren't willing to, like, take the time to do it right, you're going to find yourself facing things like threads coming loose and pieces coming apart, getting holes in your tail and stuff like that. So people always give me a hard time for just how nuts I am with, like, my detail and precision and making sure everything lines up. But the fact of the matter is, like, my oldest tail is still swimmable, and gonna be 6. Oh my gosh, did it just turn 6? Excuse me, it's either, yeah, it's gonna have just turned 6. Anyways, and it's still a functional tail, so. Where do I get my mermaid accessories? Oh wait, did I miss? No, that's it, okay. My mermaid accessories I make myself for the most part, although, that being said, I did just, of course it's wet, okay. Don't go anywhere, I'm coming right back, I swear. Do a little dance while you're waiting for me. Okay, my mermaid accessories. So, I do get some things, so this was one, this is a top. I wore it last night, so it's still wet, but I love this one. Salty Mermaid. So awesome. Where did I put that? Somewhere that I could show you guys. Of course, I never put it somewhere where I can actually find it. I also, poor Eric, I'm sorry, this is the only place in the house I can do this. So yeah, Salty Mermaid. SaltyMermaid.com. I actually do have a discount code for them if I could remember what it was now. I think it's Salty Vancouver Mermaid 15, I think is my discount code. I hope that's right. For SaltyMermaid.com. They have some good and fun mermaid accessories. I also recently got into Merlady Box, which is actually like a subscription box for mermaids, and it's been coming with all kinds of cool stuff. I got some really fun things. This being, of course, my favorite. You guys have to check this out. This is the cutest. What is this? It's so adorable. It's like a little a body glitter brush. So you get the glitter and you put that on there. So that was a lot of fun to get. Oh, are you gonna sneeze? You okay?
I'm okay. So.
Okay. But yeah, my mermaid accessories I typically make myself. I make hair pieces. I make tops, jewelry, and that kind of stuff. Those are videos I'm hoping to do for future mermaid school episodes. So, you know, if you guys ever have requests, be sure to hit me up on Twitter. I'm Courtney Mermaid, if I'm not mistaken, on Twitter. I wish I could have gotten them all the same, but Vancouver Mermaid is too long to fit as a Twitter name, which is just, why? Like, hello? Anyways, yeah, I'm Courtney Mermaid on Twitter, so hit me up on Twitter if you have a specific type of accessory you might like to see me do as a tutorial or video. I think I have a hair clip one so far up on my mermaidschool.ca page. But yeah, I also make like necklaces, so that was one that I made. So, lots of fun. Yeah, right. What American city would you love to visit as a mermaid? Oh my gosh, that's tough, because like I've been to California and done when I went to Disneyland a couple of years ago. I brought one of my tails with, and did I actually even get to swim in it though? I don't even know if I did. Where would I want to go? That's a tough call. I'm not really 100% sure, but yeah. Alright guys, any other questions? What else would you like me to answer? Because I'm going to have to go soon, because it's going to be dinner time. This is going to be a bit of a shorter stream. It's because I had to vote, that's why. The whole world just fell apart because I had to vote today. So, but I will be making this either weekly... Oh, it's dinner time for the bubas! Weekly, maybe monthly. I'm hoping to do it weekly, like a Tail Talk Tuesday, and then I will make sure to post in advance, maybe get some questions, get back and forth with you guys, and and see what's up. And okay, where would you like to swim? Where do you like to swim in? At the beach or swimming pool? Well, seeing as I'm a Canadian mermaid and it is always freezing up in this, really always raining, I know, I live in the city of consistently falling rain, so I do currently just swim in pools. In the summertime I do try to make, when I'm not injured beyond belief, I do try to make a really good use of that's an interesting sentence, really good use of our beaches. I do enjoy swimming in the ocean, but our water out here is not super clear. I'd have to get out really far, and the kind of monofin that I use is not Me too. Yeah, Canadian mermaids. Woo! That's awesome. Okay, hang on. You guys just so many questions all at once. Are there any great exercises for arms as you swim as a mermaid? That is a tough one because you know what? You don't really use your arms as a mermaid, which is a little frustrating. They're kind of like here. I know some girls will swim with them at the front or get like a motion going. What would you say? I'd probably say push-ups are a good one. Mermaid Marla. I think if you're talking about with the really long hair, then I do probably know Mermaid Marla. I think I'm... No, you know what? I didn't get to meet her. She was at the Vegas meetup, but I didn't get to meet her. But, yeah, so exercises for arms. I would say that as a mermaid in your tail, you're probably not going to make as much use of your arms if you're in the water. If you're on land, you are going to find yourself leaning and doing a lot of stuff on your arms. Probably, like... Yeah, I do push-ups is what I do. Push-ups. I do push-ups and yoga. That's really what I do. So you can do, like, lifting weights and stuff will obviously help. And hey, if you have a really heavy silicone tail, you could just walk that around the beach for a few minutes. That'll get you going. Oh, let me see. Yes, yeah, so that is Mermaid Marla. I was so sad I didn't get to meet her. I found out, like, almost 2 years later that she'd been at that event, and then I didn't even know she was there, and it was like, oh, well, it's too bad. It's too bad. Renoa. I don't know a Mermaid Renoa, no. Okay. How long have I been at this for? It doesn't tell me how long I've been at this for. Oh, what have I got? Okay. I am gonna go need to eat dinner soon. Let me see here. Yes, Mermaid Meetup in Vancouver. I did host one a couple of years ago. In 2015, I did host one out in Richmond. I had like, door prize type thing, and we went swimming, and there were lots of pictures taken, and there's food, and it was so expensive to host, and that was even though I didn't make any money off of it. I only had people pay me what it would cost me to rent the facility, and then genius that I am, didn't calculate what like the food and all like the prizes and the gifties, and I did have other people who had contributed some stuff, so thank the gods for that, but I ended up having to out of pocket pay an additional like $200 to run the whole thing. It would be really fun to do another one though. I would love to do like a legitimate Vancouver mermaid meetup. There are a lot of other Vancouver mermaids in the area. When I had started, I was the only one that I knew of at the time, so I had branded myself as Vancouver Mermaid because I figured, well, I'm a mermaid in Vancouver, so it just kind of made sense. But yeah, so yeah, I would love to if I had people who were willing to maybe help me out to do it, and if I could find a way to fit it into my schedule. It would be pretty cool to do. Let's see. Of course I've heard of Raina the Halifax Mermaid. I love Raina. She's so sweet. We have similar foot issues, and I guess I had told her about, or I'd mentioned to her about the silicone little toe spacers that I use, and she's always so sweet, and she like comments on her videos like, oh, and thank you to Courtney Mermaid for that. I'm like, oh, she's so nice. So really sweet. Yep. Yeah, to see the last bit. Woo! Thank you for stopping by. I wish I could stay longer. I will attempt to make this like a longer thing in the future. Maybe actually like have my dinner, because my dinner's actually sitting right over there, and I'm really hungry and it's just staring at me. It's miso soup and noodles and sushi. Dang it. I haven't bought that new fin strap yet. I am going to, okay? It is like revolutionary, and I'm really excited, but for now, let me show you actually what I do to make mine work, right? I actually just stick elastics. I am so it's so cheesy, right? But elastic bands to keep it from slipping. With the socks in my mermaid tail, it actually doesn't slide up and down as much, but I am kind of scared that this is, with time, just going to, like, rot? I don't know. It's just gonna get worn and get kind of icky, but what are you gonna do? It's all part of the fun. No, you know what? I think that's a really, the whole, mermaiding is for everybody. If you're a guy, if you're a girl, it really, however you like to consider yourself, I think it's for anybody. You know what? It's more than just, that's a really philosophical, deep, and I feel like on an empty stomach, I don't know if I can do that justice, but I really don't like, because I get asked so often, by girls, they're like, oh, am I too fat to be a mermaid? Or like, am I pretty enough to be a mermaid? And I'm like, oh, no. You are fabulous. And if you love it, you should do it. I am such a nerd. And I'm not perfect. And I'm not skinny. And I don't care. I mean, I used to care, but I'm old now, so I don't care anymore. But honestly, like, if it's something you want to do, don't you worry about anybody else. Okay? As long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm doing right by me. That's all that matters. And I get really passionate about this topic. I know Eric's in the background like, here we go. Who opened that can of worms? But seriously, guy, girl, whichever way you float your boat, it is totally cool. This community is really accepting of everyone. I would like to think there are a few people out there who are not. But you know what? Anybody ever gives you any trouble, let me know. Come after him. No, but seriously, we're adults who swim in mermaid tails. Like, it's a hard thing, and you will get judged. Definitely, people will look at you, but everybody in this life is so busy worrying about their own stuff that they're gonna look at you for a second and maybe have a thought, and then they're gonna be right back on themselves. Nobody's really that. This is terrible to say because nobody's really that interested. Everyone's really self-absorbed in this day and age. And in the age of selfies, every which way, so it's kind of a thing. Okay, I got a little bit sidetracked on that, but, we do need more, yes, we do need more mermen. They were always ladies. They are not always ladies. You know what? Power to the mermen, and it makes me really happy to see more of them out there. It's really, honey, you want to go in the living room? I feel bad you're sitting in Eric's decided to sit on the kitchen floor. Okay. Okay, don't give me any visual distractions, though, with the tapping. Okay, thank you. Yes, we do definitely need more mermen, so that's going to happen. No, you know what? Don't feel judged or anything like that, you know? Just, so here's the thing, right? And this is kind of related. But people will ask me, Courtney, how can you be a professional mermaid if you swim in a fabric tail? And here's what I say, okay? Nobody questions it, because I believe it, okay? So if you believe in what you're doing, and you're doing right by you, and you are aligning your soul with what you feel is right, it's not going to matter to anybody else. And haters are going to hate, they're going to do their thing, but you don't let any of that into your positive world. You just let them be and let them do what they do. And you know what? I like to think that with this, because I'll get weird looks, and then I'll just kind of try and include people in it maybe a little bit, not, test the waters, not everybody's going to be into it, but kids never they never are like, oh, you're not a real mermaid, like, I try and encourage people to use their imaginations, think outside, because I believe it. People are more inclined, because I don't treat it like this fluffy, I'm a mermaid. No, because I treat it like a real thing. I'm like, no, actually, yeah, I got my business cards right here. I'm a real mermaid. This is what I do. This is what I offer. And if you come at it with that kind of an attitude, people are going to just have more respect for you because you are centered, you believe in what you're doing. There it is. So you know what? Guy, girl, what have you, you go for it. You get that monofin, you get those flippers, you get in the pool and you have yourself a good time and don't worry about what anybody else thinks. That's just, I know that's hard to say, but I was teased and tormented a lot when I was a kid. I mean a lot, like so much so that in grade 6, I used to tie a sweatshirt to the legs of the one of the desks in the classroom, and I would hide behind it, and when the teacher would leave, I would eat my lunch in the classroom under my desk. Okay, that's how badly I was teased. I was called all kinds of names, horrible things, really mean stuff, and you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I feel bad for these people that this is what they feel they have to do to make themselves feel better. I need to do what's right for me, and if mermaiding is what's right for me, I can't let those people get in on that, because we only have what we have right now. We only have this life right now. I feel like I'm preaching to, like, yeah, you know, but it's serious. You have to take it seriously, that it's like you have to do what's right for you, not what worries about anybody else. Okay. Have I been to Romania? I've got some questions to catch up on here. I'm going to be here, let's say I'm here for I'll do another 10 minutes, okay, guys? I'm going to power through this, and then I'm going to go eat my food before it's too cold. Okay. Romania. No, I have not been to Romania. I do hope to one day go. It would be really amazing. It's a little bit of a trek for me, being here in Vancouver, but I would love to one day go. I hear a lot of awesome things about it, and so many of my friends go, and it would just be really sweet to go. Nice. Do it. Everybody, get your fiance's mermaid tails. Do it. I believe. Yeah, that's right on. You know what? A lot of mermaids now are getting more into, like, conservation and such, and getting more into, like you said, like, marine biology and marine science and this kind of thing. Like, I went whale watching, and I fell in love. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna, like, record and film and document, and you just get really kind of pumped about it, because as a mermaid, my portion of how I feel about that is that I take it from the perspective that if I'm one of these creatures, that I'm going to care about the ocean and try and encourage people to also care. I did not expect this to be so popular tonight. You guys really make me feel so loved. This is really cool. But yes, absolutely. Just do it. Who cares? Yeah, who cares what people say? Yep. And you know what? It is such a good form of exercise. Hauling a tail is like, whoa. It's pretty, Okay, and do certain moves. The fabric tails, I've heard, no experience, are easier to keep on for longer times and to do certain moves. I also imagine that, yes. So the reason I like fabric is mostly because I live in a climate where curing silicone is not really going to happen unless I have a full-on warehouse with proper, like, ventilation and heaters and such. This is easy for me to make. Not easy. When I say easy, it's easier than silicone for me to make. They are easier to swim in, I would say. Not in the sense that you go faster. For speed, you're going to want to go with, like, silicone, but not with a lot of excess stuff. I do feel like I'm able to dry these more thoroughly. They also fit in carry-on luggage, so I don't have to. Another Vancouver mermaid, Mermaid Ripple. Poor girl. I was watching on her Instagram, her having to pack that monstrosity, but her tail is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I would just, one day I'm gonna have one too. But watching, I felt so stressed for her and so worried that it wasn't gonna make it to its destination. Like, oh my gosh, like, woof. But yeah, in terms of maintenance and such, I do feel like, though damage will still occur, obviously, and maybe a little bit more so on a fabric tail versus a silicone tail. It's different kinds of damage. So where I get things more like pilling, maybe a seam coming loose, a little bit of paint that needs to be done, a silicone tail might get losing the paint, some chipping of the paint, and rips. It's more things that you'll have to send back to your tail maker, whereas I just whip out my sewing machine, the old needle and thread, some glue, some sequins, little paint, I'm ready to go. Like, tail maintenance on this thing will never take me more than an hour tops to fix up. So there's that. Where did I get to? Oh gosh, okay, any tips for becoming a professional mermaid, starting a mermaid business? That's going to be a long topic. Okay, I'm going to say for that one, I'm going to make a note, and I'm going to start that one off for next Tuesday's Tail, what am I calling this? Tail Talk Tuesday. So, Elizabeth, I'm going to make a note that I'm going to talk about mermaid business. It's just, that's going to be a long topic and a long answer. So I really do want to get to my food. Okay. So I will not forget you, Elizabeth, if you come back next Tuesday. Or, yes, you can also check me out on Patreon, as Eric is just reminding me in the background. I do interact with my patrons on Patreon. I do believe it should be in the description below. Yes, my Patreon is in there. Vancouver Mermaid. You're going to be having an easier time getting a hold of me on Patreon if you message me on there. And I do give different rewards on Patreon as well. I don't really like to pimp that while I'm here doing this, but that is another option if you do want to get to me before next Tuesday on a blog. That's awesome. Yeah, mermaiding is such an incredible gift for so many different people, and it is on so many different levels something that you can do. It's such a good thing. I don't use a wetsuit wash because my tails are actually, what are they? They're spandex, nylon, something. They're spacer fabric, so they aren't actually neoprene. They're quite a great deal thinner. I don't have an industrial sewing machine. Sewing neoprene's not really an option for me, but I do like this. I do like this stuff quite a great deal. If I do anything major with it, it will be baking soda. Some baking soda and water, a quick soak, and then a rinse. I never do it in extremely hot water, and I air dry them flat on a drying rack, which is falling apart after years and years and years of tails weighing it down. Okay, here we go. Okay, on that, before anybody else asks me any other questions, I am going to call this done for tonight. I want to thank you guys so much. This was so cool. I did not expect so many of you guys to come out and say hi to me. I'm getting a little teary because it was really cool. I wasn't sure if this was going to be successful. Be sure to hit me up on Twitter with any other questions that you guys have, and then be sure to tune in. I'm going to tentatively say next Tuesday, but check my Twitter just to make sure that that I'm actually going to be doing it next Tuesday. I don't think I have anything that day, so I am going to aim to do this as a weekly Tuesday Tail Talk Tuesday session for you guys. And hugs in the back. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. It was really amazing. Yes. Also, if you're making tails, I meant to tell you guys, if you're making tails, be sure to hit me up on Instagram, Vancouver Mermaid. Tag me. Message me. I want to see what you guys are working on, especially if you're using my tutorials. I want to see what you guys are making. Okay, all that being said, I am going to see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching again. I love you guys. Okay, bye.